Welcome to channel where we make your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested in migrating to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side. So once we have all the updates and news, you'll be the first one getting all the insight. Now you have clicked into this thumbnail knowing that there's a lot more stuff that our beloved Minister of Home Affairs Claire O'Neill has done it again. A lot more. Basically wanted to kill, almost overkill, the international education sector. Now it's not just me saying that, it's all around the news, and I think there has been some sort of complaint or perhaps a civil war in between the governments, within the government itself, and also the international education sector, where there has been a lot of complaints coming out of either colleges and universities, whether or not this government, the Albanese government, is really to actually maintain its status on the international education sector. But anyway, over the weekend there has been a interesting document came out in regards how the government is proposed with the draft, and they all obviously they welcome all the other comments. However, the draft usually will be implemented in the coming month anyway. So we'll have a look what the draft is all about, and I have actually summarized some of the issues that will actually affect the education sector, whereby potentially, well, I have predicted there's going to be numbers of private colleges and institutions will somehow close down or bankrupt or file the under administration. And obviously we have learned that a lot of people has getting all the visa refusals, so this is gonna strike the entire industry. Now let's have a look on the last week on the 8th of May, where Minister Claire O'Neill has actually putting a title on the media whereby calling a dodgy provider international education, and that's the last call. That means they are firing, they're getting out all the people out there to capture all these people, and they have actually filed and issue a warning letter to 34 education providers of non-genuine or exploitative recruitment practices. Now, I don't know what those the list of 34 colleges or institutions is going to be. Hopefully nowhere nearby what we have advertised or what we have promoted in the industry. I don't know which university or colleges. I think most of them, or perhaps all of them, are from private colleges. Don't think that will be any of the university, but who knows, sometimes the this government is stunning us with all the surprises. So don't know about that one. Now, we also learned that from the Department of Home Affairs, there's news came out, well, that's on the weekend, so 11th of May, that's actually Saturday. Don't know how they actually managed to work on Saturday, but on Saturday, they have posted this media news saying consultation on the international education and skill strategic framework. Now, obviously, what they're trying to do is they wanted to improve the education sector, whereby pulling the quality of education better. And the other hand, the other way, they restrict all the international students. So we will see a historic record of international student arrival with the lowest, perhaps, in the coming month. And I don't know how would that affect to the international education sector. We have learned that the Charles Sturt University has already, it's on the news, it's on the Australian news, where the campus is only half occupied. That means it's half empty. So they are worried about what's going to happen, and this is only the beginning. We only just seen the implementation of new genuine student requirement in March, I believe, and a lot more coming up in the future. Well, I want to say something that isn't this what the population of the general public of Australia wants? Aren't they complaining too much in regards to the so-called housing crisis and also the inflation? So restricting all these migrants, including international students, because that's the largest chunk of the temporary visa holders, wouldn't that be beneficial of what the general public of Australia wants? I don't know. They a couple of years back, they want all the migrants to come back and to work for them, and now they don't want them. They said there are too many of them, and they're causing all the housing crisis. Now they're cutting all of them out by a huge number, and now they are crying out again. So I don't know. You probably can leave a comment what you think, which is right way or wrong way to go. And I'm planning to having another video just to talk about more how the geopolitical and the international realm actually affect and result on this kind of weird situation, isn't it? Anyway, let's continue to go on. Now, obviously, we have the news is there. You may want to have a little search. I'm not gonna repeat all these boring words, but the link actually get us to this draft of International Education Skills Strategic Framework. Now, the key word here is draft, but it isn't really that important because usually a draft will get into a policy 90% or 99%, because if they aren't sure, they wouldn't put in the draft there and publicly letting people know. It's actually a sign of what is going to happen in the coming future. And I believe this is 11th of May, so I believe by July everything will be online, which is critical and not a good news for a lot of the education providers, schools and things. So let's go into the actual nitty-gritty of this paper. It actually consists 41 pages, but let's go into some of the detail which I have summarized for you. So I will just scroll down to page 9. Now, page 9, again, it's bulky, a lot of words. I don't know how many words are in there, but it's basically talking about the relationship between education providers and the education agents. So they are some sort of relationship between the providers and the agents. For example, some very large public listed companies, they are acting as agents internationally, not just domestically, and they are also owned by education providers. So that kind of practices will be banned, and there are some medium and small size of the provider and agents relationship, because those kind of relationship, it's not bad, but it's actually creating issues where they have identified with so-called the integrity, whatever is within the education service and overseas student. But whether or not the new legislation will actually ban, it will be funny if they start banning those. I don't know how they're gonna, if they want to ban it, how are they gonna do it? They will ask the providers to pull out their shares from the education agent, or the education agent to pull out their shares from a particular provider. I don't know how they're gonna force it. I don't know. It's gotta be a commercial treaty where it's being forced by the legislation, and is that lawful? I don't know how that will work. Anyway, see how that goes. And then if we go down to page 10, it talks about the new providers, the education provider, a school or colleges or university. I don't think it's going to be a new university. If they seek to enter into international education market, they need to demonstrate that they have provided and delivered courses to the domestic students for 24 months. Well, that's going to be hard, so I don't think there's going to be a lot more RTO registered in the future, provided they are already a genuine, say, colleges, they provide courses to the Australian for at least 2 years. So I don't think we're gonna see any new school for the upcoming 2 years. You see, it's not gonna happen. No one's gonna register a RTO and get a crack course and waiting for 2 years in order to attract international students. They're gonna go bankrupt by then. All right, now page 15. Now what's that one there? All right, this talks about the let's have a look. The license, and the government will set limits. Here we go. Let me pull that there. Government to set limits on enrollment at provider level, including specific courses and location. Now, what does that mean? Now, limits means quota. So each university or each education provider per campus will only be able to send out, to actually offer international student in a limited number. So it's restricted. Currently, there is no restriction. So you see a flood of international. So what had happened is this, and this, which is true. You see, there's when the university commences in late February or March, or in July, you see a flood of international students going where? It's pretty visible in Sydney and also Melbourne especially. You see all the international students in the city, because usually that's where people will go. Now, if this new policy starts, then they will evenly, that's what the policy will be, they'll evenly distribute the numbers of international students can be in, for example, the Melbourne City campus. And if they have more, well, bad luck, you need to put it somewhere else. You probably want to put it into campuses in Geelong, that you got to be campusing elsewhere. And so as in Queensland, not too many in the city, they're going to evenly distribute. I don't know how that will work, but that will be an internal warfare and fight and negotiation between university colleges with the Department of Home Affairs. So that's going to be interesting part there. Now, and if we move on to the next page, where it talks about the consideration of the non-package and the government closely looking into develop, manage system sustainable, which is all the nitty-gritty. I think it's all the same. Not much of differences apart from they got a balance up of the nationality as well, not to focus on particular nationality, and when things happen, geopolitical things happened, the sector has been struggled badly. So that's what's gonna happen there. Let's see, they gotta deliver more in the regional, and that's for that one there. Now we'll need to jump to page 40. Now that's where another thing is that a major stuff is that they gotta restrict and ban the education agent to actually gain commission if they trying to pull out an existing student, transfer into and change courses and transfer into another education provider. By means that education agent will not, well, they can still do it, but no profit, no money to be made. If you if you assist a student, for example, a student arrive study UQ and you assist a student to transfer into QUT, then what's happening? You're doing a volunteer work. There is no profit to be made in that scenario. Okay, so that's what's gonna happen, and don't know if they will implement all of them, but seems to be they will. So that will definitely strike on the international education sector very, very hard. And I believe that will be, they will commence all of this, well, hopefully by July or September the latest, from what we can see. And don't know what happened. In my next video, I will pull out more of researchers, what I have found from the geopolitical view, and how that actually caused the reason of Australia setting all of these new laws and policies. And it's just not Australia, New Zealand, Canada, US and UK are doing all the similar policies as well. Anyway, should you have more question query, more than welcome to leave a comment right down below. And I'll see you next video. Goodbye.